From our mics to your ears, get ready for
Anime Podcaster Speed Date!
The only show on the internet that takes you in depth with the creators you love or will love soon. I'm your host, Isekai Sensei-Sama, but you can call me Brad, and I'm joined by my co-host, Kermit D. Grog. Say hi, Kermit.
Hi, Kermit.
Our guest has given us a single episode of an anime that means something to them in one way or another. And Kermit and I have compiled questions from that episode that will reveal the inner workings of our guest's mind. So without further ado, I'm happy to introduce today's guest, David from Shonen Flop.
Hey, thanks so much for having me on, guys.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I promise Kermit has been recently groomed. Before we dive into the questions and we learn your deepest, darkest secrets, now's your chance to give us your elevator pitch. I'll put 15 seconds on the clock.
Hey, I'm David from the Shonen Flop podcast. Shonen Flop is a podcast that reviews manga that ran in Shonen Jump that didn't make it big. Come join me, Jordan, and our guests in a weekly episode seeing if these were hidden gems or deserve to be canceled. Find at shonenflop.com.
Our guest has shared with us Gurren Lagann, Season 1, Episode 27, titled The Lights in the Sky Are Stars. This episode is the finale of the series and aired in Japan on September 30th, 2007, and over a year later in English on November 10th, 2008. Gurren Lagann, known in Japan as Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, was directed by Hiroyuki Imaishi and written by Kazuki Nakashima. It was animated by Gainax and co-produced by Aniplex and Konami. It premiered in April of 2007. There's a manga based on the anime that started in June of 2007. Before we begin with the questions, Kermit will tell us a bit about this episode.
Look, it's the finale of Tengen Toppa and Gurren Lagann. I don't want to spoil everything and even if I went into more detail, if you hadn't seen it, you would just be confused. Just know that all the characters in the series come together to form the giant drill mecha, and then that becomes a bigger drill mecha, and that becomes even bigger, and then that one becomes even bigger, like galaxy-sized. There's a lot of talk of spirals and anti-spirals, and one giant robot suplexes the other giant robot through multiple galaxies. Heroes win, hooray, just watch Gurren Lagann. This is the most normal of the episodes we've gotten so far, and even still, it's a wild pick. We've had 3 wild picks, so.
And with that, it's time to get started with our first round. So now let's crank up the heat. In this round, Kermit and I will take turns asking questions. All you've got to do is answer honestly. Are you ready?
Yes.
This is the last episode of a very popular series, so let's begin at the end. Do you ever feel a wistful longing for new and old relationships while looking at a clear night sky?
Yeah, I would say I do. I mean, it's always hard not to think about the relationships and how they come and go. But I really feel like an acceptance that sometimes friendships decay, romances end. It's just really part of life, and it's just, when you look out of the stars and you think, we are just made of stardust ourselves, and from the void we will return.
When in your life did you originally find Gurren Lagann?
So I watched it when it was airing on the Sci-Fi Channel, maybe 2009. I first heard about it by reading a webcomic called VG Cats. So shout out to VG Cats. Throwback, I actually met him at Comic-Con once, and he drew a comic making fun of Tim Buckley that I have, I think, in my apartment somewhere.
Nia is told that her existence is inconsequential, but we see that through her relationships, she has made an impact on the world. Do you feel that you are making an impact on the world? And why or why not?
Well, yeah, of course. I work for a website that lets you send gifts to people. I can't think of anything more impactful than that.
Has this show's message ever gotten you through a tough time or challenge? If so, tell us about it.
Oh, yeah. I always feel it's like, on our back we have to move forward. When Kamina died, that was really me experiencing the feeling of loss, and sometimes I just think it's like, as I said in my college essay, believe in the me that believes in you.
If the internet is to be believed, the most important character in Gurren Lagann is Yoko Littner. Have you ever been given immense responsibility even though you've done almost nothing to encourage it?
I would say every day. I also want to give a shout out to when my friends and I did a all-night marathon. We had the Yoko count where we counted every time and drank whenever Yoko was sexualized. I don't remember the exact number, but I do remember it was a 3-digit number.
This show is about evolving. How do you think you've evolved since you first watched Gurren Lagann?
Well, I first watched it about 15 years ago, so I went to college, I moved out, I got a job, I got another job, I got another job, I got another job. That sounds right. Got married, got a dog. I got something that I think is a dog. It might be a goblin. So it definitely said it's evolved from that teenager living with his parents, saying that like that's not normal for a teenager to be living with his parents, in high school, to going to college and finally living, making a thing of my own and getting married and having a goblin.
Simon is joined in the final battle by friend and foe alike. Have you ever turned an enemy into an ally?
Yeah. I would say I've definitely had coworkers where I've had some issues that have really managed to win them over. I think, like, for instance, when I was at work, I took over an existing team, and I wouldn't say it was so much animosity, but I really had to prove myself that I could take a new direction for the team after leadership left and really earn their trust and, really get them to see the vision that I was pushing forward in a really productive way.
Do you think humanity should expand out beyond the stars? Why or why not?
Well, yeah, because the lights in the skies are stars, and that's where our spiral cousins live.
The Japanese word for spiral is uzumaki. However, I couldn't find a single Naruto reference in this episode. How would Naruto and Sasuke have defeated the anti-spiral?
I think they would have kissed. And the anti-spiral doesn't take me as he's a very progressive person.
Yeah.
He's not very sex positive,
It's not very positive anything.
No, he's not.
Did you have a Kamina-esque older brother mentor type in your life growing up? If so, tell us about them.
No, I didn't. I didn't even have my friend's stoner brother that told me that the ancient Aztecs actually had cell phones and they hid the technology for 2,000 years. Sorry, I just had no strong masculine figures. Shout out to my dad who's a patron.
The gunmen are mecha of varying sizes, some of which can nest into other gunmen. How big of a gunman do you think you could pilot with your fighting spirit?
How many guns could a gunman gun if a gunman could go gunman? I would say probably, we'll say slightly above average, but not too big. Yeah.
Biologically speaking, how should humanity evolve moving forward?
I don't even know, man. We're degrading right now, so I don't even know what we're going to be like in 1,000 years. It's like seeing the fall of Rome in real time.
Many anime, including this one, have a message that perseverance and spirit can overcome any obstacle. How would you use a can-do attitude to topple the oligarchy?
Well, I really think it's all about manifesting the will of the people and spreading your message in a productive way, and hopefully really being able to push people forward with a strong ideology and really speaking to their needs, or if not, using the same old propaganda, but using it for good. Because you know what? Maybe the current ruling class are actually lizard people and we need to do something about it. If you can't explain to them why progressive taxation is a good system.
After defeating the anti-spiral, some people struggle with what to do next. How do you handle yourself after completing a long-running project?
I take a nap, and then I think about what to move on to next. Which is usually then another long-running project. Which, on that note, I am really excited to read all of Golden Kamuy over this weekend.
With our first round down, now it's time to slow things down a bit for round 2. In the second round, we'll keep asking questions, but in a more slow and sultry way. Are you prepared?
Yes.
When was the last time in project you used a drill on?
I used a drill recently. Actually, what was I using? Oh, I was assembling a chair. And shout out to having an electric drill.
In what is ostensibly a happy ending, Nia disappears from existence immediately after being married to Simon. Have you had a time in your life where sadness and happiness have been intertwined in a similar manner?
Happiness and sadness intertwined, yeah. I would say that, honestly, whenever my wife goes on a trip and she leaves me alone, it's really great having some time to myself and some time with the goblin. Hi, Ravioli. She's looking at me right now. But it is sad because, not to brag, but I miss my wife, guys.
What are you doing when your life's opening theme kicks in?
Man, I don't even know what my opening theme would be, but I assume probably taking a nap because I do a lot of those. Can you imagine it's just every time you sleep, it's just in the background, it's intense theme music and you just can't sleep and you're an insomniac?
This series' conclusion is basically about fighting God, as all good shonen battlers devolve into. If you had to fight God, what would be your preferred method of attack?
I do like that whole let's just shoot a giant drill at them. I think that's classic for a reason. Either that or stealing their account information and taking away all their funds. Because money is power.
As a follow-up question, when you're attacking God, what's the name of your special attack move?
I would say it's the Super Deluxe Special. And also, I have some really strong feelings about Italians. Let me read them off right now. Sounds love. So, Mamma Mia, that's a spicy meatball. Alrighty. Can you believe you guys let me say that uncensored on the show?
Brad, are we even allowed to air that on the live airwaves?
I'll run it past the censors.
Okay.
Uzumaki is a story by Junji Ito. What is the smallest change you can think of to turn Gurren Lagann into a horror series?
Well, I mean, if they didn't have access to spiral power, they would constantly be sitting in this post-apocalyptic world where they were being hunted by giant robots piloted by animal monsters. So really just take away the agency of the characters.
The ending theme presents to us Love and Rock, Peace. Which of these three do you pick and why?
Oh, peas is definitely one of my favorite vegetables, so I definitely want to tell people give peas a chance.
The lights in the sky are stars is a reoccurring message. What obvious and innocuous message do you have to encourage your loved ones?
Legalize it. No, I would say if you're going through hell, keep going. As I think Winston Churchill said, which I learned circa a Call of Duty game.
Tengen Toppa means pierce the heavens. Would you ride in a rocket that pierced the heavens into space?
Yeah, I give it a good shot, as long as I have my wife's permission.
In any good anime, the upbeat rock music always kicks in before the heroes persevere and finish the fight. What song would you like to start playing right before you finish a difficult task?
I have been on a kick of listening to Rules of Nature from Metal Gear Rising, which definitely feels like a very honorary, or has a lot of the same energy, I would say. I could totally imagine, well, Gainax doesn't really exist anymore, but I could imagine Trigger making a Metal Gear Rising anime.
Speaking of which, what is your favorite Trigger-style anime? Is it Gurren Lagann? Why or why not?
Well, yeah, I would say Gurren Lagann is great. In terms of the actual anime Trigger has made, I really think Delicious in the Dungeon was fantastic. Or Dungeon Meshi, as it should be called. I also liked Little Witch Arcadia.
Advancing little by little with each turn is how a drill works. Do you ever wish you could be like a jackhammer, or is a drill fine too?
I think they're different tools at different purposes, but I have a drill in my house but not a jackhammer, so I think that says a lot about my personal preferences.
If you had to make a council of flopped manga characters to battle the anti-spiral, who's on your squad?
I would definitely have Debonair Diamond on. I would definitely have Minerva on it. I would have Orpheus from Harbo Cop and Dolphin. It's not a character, but I would have Jordan on as part of my crew because I need someone who dies at the end and we all get really sad. Let me just out of nowhere roast the fuck out. No. I gotta look at the list of manga. I think BT would be cool from Cool Shock BT. I'm trying to think. Oh, Muscle King, of course. From State
Gotta have Muscle King.
Gotta have Muscle King. I'd have the dad from High School Family. There you go. That's the dream team. Oh,
That's
and
who you're
100
gonna
from
fight God
Fabricant
with.
100.
Is your limitless human spirit strong enough to be a drill that creates the heavens?
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's been said that Neon Genesis Evangelion is the deconstruction of the mecha, and that Gurren Lagann is the reconstruction of the mecha genre. Do you agree with this statement?
I do. I actually believe Gurren Lagann is a deconstruction or reconstruction and a parody at the same time, depending on how you view the sincerity of its playing the tropes. You know, if you think it is just kind of making fun of it in its way, then it's a parody. If it's playing them straight, it's a reconstruction. If you feel that it's embodying elements of the realism of some of the super robot tropes, then it's a deconstruction. But honestly, that's what I really think is that's why it's such a great series, is everyone can really get a different way of viewing how you feel the series respects its source material.
With round 2 in the bag, it's now time for our final round. This one's a little different. It's time for the quickfire round. In this round, you'll have 60 seconds to answer as many yes or no questions as you can. If you answer anything other than yes or no, the round will end. In this round, you'll be shooting for a high score against all of our other guests. Our current champion is Jordan, with 19 questions answered. So now it's time to get started. 60 seconds on the clock.
Is your drill the drill that will pierce the heavens?
Yes.
Does heaven look better with a piercing?
Yes.
Did you have a crush on Yoko?
Yes.
Do you have a mole?
No.
Do you have red hot burning blood?
Yes.
Is humanity that stupid?
Yes.
Do you believe something waits for us beyond the stars?
Yes.
Would a drill beat a shining finger?
Yes.
Do you believe in the me that believes in you?
Yes.
Are there too many Littners?
No.
Is this your favorite mecha anime?
Yes.
Is a gunman a man's romance?
Yes.
Do you like Neon Genesis Evangelion?
Yes.
Do you have a favorite Gurren Lagann character?
Yes.
Did you cry when Kamiya died?
Yes.
Do you have a favorite color?
Yes.
Have you ever owned a set of stacking dolls?
No.
Can you properly pronounce Tengen Toppan Gurren Lagann?
Yes.
Is this a flop?
No.
Simon or Simon?
Yes.
And there you have it, folks. David has answered a total of 20 questions.
Ooh.
Yes.
That places them in first place. As our big winner, you get a choice. You can either take this gently used anti-can cranked drill that we found in an abandoned mine, or you can tell the audience where they can find you and what you've got going on.
Well, as much as I would love the drill, I also do love having people listen to my podcast. So, as I said in the intro, Shonen Flop, you can find us on shonenflop.com. That's SHONENFLOP. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, wherever else you get your podcasts. We've had an awesome time. We've had both of these guys on our show, and we've covered some really interesting manga from creators of Black Clover, Naruto, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So it's been a lot of fun, and you can find us every Monday as we put a new episode out. And also, you should join our Discord, where they're both in there, too.
Great. Thanks so much for joining us today. We hope you had a fun time.
Thanks so much.
Anime Podcaster Speed Date is not filmed in front of a live studio audience. Cocktail umbrellas are provided in partnership with Segoy Mart. Click the link in the description or use code APR15 at checkout to get 15% off your first order. Production is sponsored courtesy of our wonderful patrons. Subscribe so you don't miss future episodes or the other shows on the Anime Podcaster Reincarnation Network. Go to animepodcasterreincarnation.com to learn more. And with that, this has been David of Shonen Flop, Kermit D. Grog, and me, Isekai Sensei-Sama. And you've just been part of an
Anime Podcaster Speed Date.
I promise Kermit has been recently groomed.
Oh, wonderful. That explains the smell.
Very good.
Wow. Round of applause for that.
I didn't even need 3 of those last seconds.
That's a professional. In and out, time to spare, hit all the points, introduce everybody, got the website in there.
It's almost like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. And our last 2 guests knew what they were doing.
Oh, God. Was one of them Jordan?
Yes.
I taught him well.
Imaishi?
Sounds right enough to me.
Don't help him. He never helps me with names. Make him suffer.
Okay. Jordan never helps me either. It's fine.
Just must be a thing with anime podcaster duos.
Yeah, one of... they both hate each other.
The trier and the I'm not going to help you. The struggler and the no. The struggler and the no fu. This is the most normal of the episodes we've gotten so far, and even still, it's a wild pick. We've had 3 wild picks, so...
We do have to say thank you to David for picking an actual anime.
Oh, what did Jordan do?
Super Sentai.
He picked a live-action Super Sentai, which was incredible to cover. I was very happy to do it, but it's just like, we're in episode 2, and nobody's given it... It's like, just give me an episode of Naruto. I don't give a shit. Just pick something.
Hey, I'm happy to help. I also don't know if Jordan knows what anime is, because we are a manga podcast.
That's a good point.
He did give us another one that we didn't do then, did he?
He struggled to get one.
He did struggle. I'm glad what he gave us. I was very happy with it.
I actually had my boss message me and said, hey, do you know why One Piece is trending last week in Dragon Ball Z? Because he just is like, if anyone at the company knows, it's probably you. And I was like, I do actually know why One Piece is trending, because of Frankie's voice actor retiring.
However, I couldn't find a single Naruto reference in this episode. How would you... How would... No... God damn.
I'm thinking Junji Ito first.
Oh, that comes later.
Oh, okay.
Did you have a Kamina-esque older brother mentor type in your life growing up? If so, tell them about us.
Nope.
Tell us about them. I'm going to take another run at that.
I am really excited to read all of Golden Kamuy over this weekend.
In one weekend.
Wow, that's a...
No, I'm probably not. I'm not brave enough for that. Oh, it's a good thing I'm naked. That's the real reason my video's off.
Hey, whatever makes you comfortable.
Is it the...
Hey, we just watched that episode of Don to Don.
That's a lot of episodes that could be. We just had a big conversation about the thematicness of nakedness in Don to Don.
I do love Don to Don.
With our first round down, now it's time to... I'm going to do that.
Now it's time to...
Hi, Ravioli. She's looking at me right now. But it is sad because, not to brag, but I miss my wife, guys.
Does she respond to Goblin at this point?
Ravioli?
Yeah.
She might. Potato? Oh, she's yawning. So, yes. She's a good girl. As I think Winston Churchill said, which I learned circa a Call of Duty game.
Winston Churchill, a man who would know how to fight the anti-spiral.
Yeah.
There's like a line of, not to completely get off the rails to ask a slightly different question, but there's like a line of like anime after Gurren Lagann. I don't know if it's the same director, but like they're very made of the same bloodline, and then Trigger made a bunch of them. So there's like Gurren Lagann, there's Kill la Kill, there's Brand New Animal, and then there's Promare, and then maybe they made another one and I didn't see it.
Yeah, well, I mean, Trigger is by a huge exodus of people from Gainax.
Yeah.
I also was reading Getarobo Go for Patreon, and Getarobo, which a ton of Gurren Lagann is based on that. Oh,
That's
and 100 from Fabricant 100.
There you go.
I can't believe you don't already have that list from...
everybody asking very similar questions to you all the effing time.
No, I don't think anyone's asked us that. Though you are, Brad, as a patron, if you want to submit that as something you want in the mystery box, we can think about it. You're like, this guy's good.
We keep having really good guests on. I don't know what's going to happen when we have a not good guest on.
Oh my.
No one will ever know.
We just won't have them.
I have to ask this one because
put stupid ones in it now. It's just like, are you an idiot?
Yes.
It's exactly. There you go.
So I had 4 that I didn't get to ask. Do you have an anti-spiral?
No.
Get it? Anti?
Oh, an anti.
Yeah.
AUNTIE. Fun.
And also, you should join our Discord, where they're both in there too.
You should join their Discord. You should join our Discord, but you should also join their Discord. It's a good time.
Yeah, Ravioli said, I'm going to join the Discord too, because I'm a dog.
We just started a book club for reading through Claymore.
Ooh. On the Shonen Flop Discord.
Correct, yes.
Join our Discord too.
Join our Discord. We'll make a book club.
If you guys want.
With blackjack and hookers.
Just join everybody.
You know what? Forget the book club.
All right.
You said great like freaking Silver the Hedgehog from Sonic 06
Great.
when he breaks it. Great!
Great.
Oh, what's the other thing he always says?
Oh, look how long you belly.
There's the thing he says in the boss fight.
I'm actually watching the Shadow the Hedgehog real-time fan dub right now.
I've been watching the YouTuber Lythero plays through a bunch of them, and he went through Shadow the Hedgehog again, and they'll make a bunch of little animations for their bits they do.
Oh, that's really fun.
They get Alfred, they get Robotnik from the real-time fan dubs. He's great.
He is great. I want to piss on the moon.
Yep. Oh, it's no use.
Okay.
I'm done.
I'm going to do the outro.
Let him do the outro.